Hi guys, it's me again, and first off I want to say happy Limerick Day. I don't have any memorized or else I'd share one with you. So if you have any awesome limericks, share them down below in the comments because I would love to hear them. I love limericks. So like I said, happy Limerick Day. That's not the whole point of this though. I actually want to talk about the selection, just the first 3 books, the first trilogy, and I'm going to give you guys my very first book review, so we'll see how well this turns out. Alright, so first off though, before I get into the actual books, I want to say that I love, oh and by the way, these are by Kira Cass, and I love Kira Cass. She's like, if you can have a spirit author, she's probably my spirit author. Because I was looking at the website just to kind of get a little more background information on this, and her About Her section on the website is awesome. I mean, it's simple likes and dislikes. She talks about how she loves cupcakes. I love cupcakes. She loves office supplies. I am obsessed with office supplies. It's very weird. I love post-it notes and pens and just all of those different little page protectors, weird things like that. Going to Office Depot, Office Max, you know, the office supply stores, one of my favorite things to do sometimes. And then of course she also mentioned how she likes boy bands. Yeah, I love boy bands. It's bad, but I do. It's kind of a guilty pleasure kind of thing. But anyway, that's about her website. And then when I was reading her acknowledgements, it was like, oh my goodness, she talks in one of them, I can't remember which book, but she talks in one of them about how she is looking forward to naps, as I do. So, and then the beginning statement she has in there to her end statement talking about naps, she is thankful for cake, you know, and just, she is hilarious. And it is just so much fun. I look forward to reading the acknowledgements as much as I do the actual books themselves, which I think is probably really good. But anyway, so the first part of this review is probably going to be it's going to be spoiler free, or at least I'm going to do my best to make it spoiler free, and then later on I'll go into a more spoiler-esque, and I will warn you, no worries, a more spoiler-esque discussion, or oh my gosh, why did this happen? Because, oh my gosh, why did this happen? But anyway, so the story itself, I guess you could say it's a dystopia. It's set like way in the future after, I think World War IV? I don't remember. But there's a caste system that's set up, and it's like 1 through 8. The royalty for what used to be America is, you know, the royalty is number 1, and then the homeless are number 8, and the main character, America, is the main character, America, is a 5, which means that she's like an artist, a musician, you know, that's pretty much what the cast 5 is. And then the other character, like a secondary character, Ash, he's a 6. Which means he does like office work, factory work, different things like that. But the whole premise of the story is amusing because it's like a Bachelor style, like, you know, the Bachelor show. It's like a Bachelor style situation where you've got like 35 girls, they all have the chance to be the princess, you know, marry the prince, and he goes on dates with them, and he narrows it down to the first one, you know, they're called the selection in the first one, and then he narrows it down to, I want to say 6 in the elite, and then, you know, he's choosing between, I think, the top 3 and the 1. Basically, like I said, America Singer, she's the main character, and she's doesn't really want to join this selection. I put her name in the hat. It's supposed to be random, but it's not really random. But she doesn't want to put her hat in, but her boyfriend says, you should do this. Her mom's like, you should do this, so she reluctantly does. And it's just her relationship with the prince, with Maxon, and her throughout this entire thing is just, it's just really interesting. It shows, it doesn't just focus on them, but it focuses on the other things that are going on. It focuses on her and her friendships with some of the other girls, and her, I guess you can call them, her frustrations with some of the other girls and all of that, and just what's going on, and how she's fighting between her boyfriend and how much she enjoys spending time with the prince and just trying to decide what she wants to do and who she'd rather be with. And it takes about 2.5 books for her to make the decision as to where she wants to go. As for the main 3 characters, the main character, America Singer, it's kind of funny that when I picked up the selection at the bookstore, I thought that it was basically it wasn't the name of the character, it wasn't American Singer. I thought that it was supposed to be an American singer has to choose basically between her career and becoming a prince. And so I was a little surprised when I read it, and it was about a girl named America Singer. So, but the whole thing pretty much focuses on her and her relationships with Ash and with Maxon. Maxon's the prince, Ash is the boyfriend, and the other girls, but mostly it focuses on the 3 of them. The selection, the first book, just kind of focuses on her and how she gets to where she is and how she interacts and how she has to adjust to this new environment. I mean, she was used to being in a small house with a big family, and then all of a sudden she's in this palace with all of these people, and she gets a room to herself that's, humongous, and she feels claustrophobic for a little bit, and she just feels unsure of herself. She's not in a place that she's really used to being in, and so she kind of has to grow into it. And she is, at one point in the second book in the Elite, she's accused of, letting this whole situation change her, and so she's trying to prove to herself and trying to prove to Ash, who accuses her of it, that it's not really changing her at all, that she's still the strong-minded girl that, has her own sense of what's right and what's wrong, and she's not afraid to tell everybody. But the Elite kind of focuses more on, it brings Ash and Maxon a little more into it. Obviously they're in it in the first book, but it kind of helps evolve their characters a little bit more, because as she's spending more time with them, not only is she growing, but you also get to see them grow as characters too. You kind of get to invest, and you're kind of rooting, in my team Ash and my team Maxon, which I was team Maxon all the way because princes are awesome. But so yeah, you get to see them a little more, and it makes both Ash and makes Maxon both a little relatable. And then the one, you get to see him, and you get to see them more, and you get to see the relationships change in the last of the trilogy. And I think the characters are all really, really well done, especially as you go forward into the later 2 stories. I wish that there was more with the girls, the other girls, not, that you could get to know Celeste and get to know some of the others a little better, because as they mention names, it's like, wait, which one was that? Okay, do I like her? I can't remember. And then I don't remember them saying that name, so being able to get to know them a little bit more would have been nice, like maybe a companion novella that has how they got there, or different standpoints on their different takes on situations. I think would have been really neat, and I think would be a really awesome thing to read at some point. So, but other than that, I think the characters were really great, and America was very relatable. Ash, in a way, was kind of relatable, and some of the other girls were too. Overall, I'm going to say I loved the book. I would give it, on Goodreads, I gave all of them 5 out of 5 stars. It was a lot of fun, and as soon as I finished the selection, I couldn't wait to get my hands on the Elite. As soon as I read the Elite, I couldn't wait to read the 1, and then as soon as I got the 1, I couldn't wait to read the Heir, which is part of the first one in the duology that comes later, and I have not read that one yet, so I'm gonna read that as soon as I finish the books I'm working on now. So I'm very excited to read it, and I can't wait. Overall, awesome books. Okay, so spoilers. I'll give you a few seconds to, turn off the camera, or turn off the video. I think the whole setup of the books, the way that it's done, absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love them. How she's, just how she's going back and forth between Ash and Maxon is just, it's kind of amusing and frustrating to watch or read, because it's like, what are you doing? You obviously, you know, this guy, what are you doing? This guy cares about you, obviously more than this guy does. He's, you know, Maxon has his heart open to you, and he says, I don't care what you do, I still, you know, I still care about you. I still want to make this work. Whereas Ash is like, you're changing. I don't like it. You need to change back. Or he just kind of pushes himself on her. And I realize that, you know, what they have to do is in secret, but she needs to just move on. You know what I'm saying? Just move on. Just get over it. He broke up with her. You know, you're always going to be in love with your first love. That's just the way that it is. And you just need to recognize that and just move on. And luckily, you know, fortunately, finally she does. But it takes her until the third book to finally do it. I will say that America did make me mad several times. I mean, especially when it came to Maxon. She's all like, I love you, I don't love you, I love you, I can't tell you that I love you, but I'm not going to tell you. But I love Ash too. And she wouldn't let Maxon be Maxon and see him for the amazing guy that he is. She wouldn't just let go and just let herself fall in love with him. And it was frustrating. She just kept holding on to Ash. And then she kept doing stupid things. And after she would do the stupid things, she would run away and hide, and she wouldn't talk to Maxon for how long? You know, I think the longest was 2 weeks. She didn't talk to him for 2 weeks. And it's like, why? You're not giving him a chance to talk to you. You're not giving him a chance to apologize for things that you obviously misconstrued. You're not giving him the ability to talk. And it was ridiculous. I mean, she was acting like a child throughout a lot of it. With Ash, no matter what stupid things he did, she just, every time he would say, let's meet, or every time he would say, you know, he would look at her, she was all about it. It was like, what are you doing? Just stop being stupid. Now the king, oh my gosh, the king. The king, I think, is the character that, I can't say amused me, the character that interested me the most, if that makes any sense. Because he starts out in the book, he just kind of seems like a cranky old guy, you know, just kind of a impatient, let's get this over with, being cordial kind of thing. And then in the last book, when Maxon reveals all of the floggings that he gets from whenever his dad was mad at him for the simplest thing, or the way that he would, you know, he had the two sides of him, but as soon as you start seeing the mean side, the horrible side, it's like everything that he does, you second guess why he's doing it, you know? As for the queen dying at the end, very sad. I actually teared up and almost cried. Almost. Now, I will say, the thing that made me Wiley's Pine Box. The thing that made me the most sad about this entire book was Celeste dying. Because it's like, during out the first book, second book, she was this evil, mean girl. And then all of a sudden, she breaks down to America. Tells America why she's acting this way. And you see that, the vulnerability, and they start becoming friends. And she starts, you know, their relationship starts, and right as soon as that happens, essentially, Celeste gets shot in the back of the head. It's like, come on. You know, I take it back. Celeste is probably my favorite character out of all of them. At least her growing. I mean, it was like, really? Come on. Why couldn't she have at least stayed, been the maid of honor at America's wedding? It would have been awesome, because then everybody would have had a happy ending. I mean, enough people died in the book. Why did she have to? I mean, you lose the queen, you lose the king, which isn't that bad. You lose the queen, and then you lose Celeste. It's like, come on, man. I liked her. So yeah, I give the series, for the most part, 5 out of 5 stars. It was an awesome series. I can't wait to read the duology. I actually did read the 2 novellas of The Guard and The Prince, and those were really good. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like, you can also subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down below. You can find me on Letterboxd, Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram, although I'm really not that active on Twitter. I should be, but I'm not. I'm more active on Instagram. But you can find me on all of those. That's it for me now. See you later.